this is the basic steps for checking the errors, whether it is properly written or not. So you write your code in a file. That file will compile. That file will go for compilation for checking the syntax error. If there are some errors in syntax error, that there is a missing of comma, missing of full stop. Like for example, this, if you write some essay in your high school, so first teacher checks whether there is a spelling mistakes or not, whether there is a comma is given or not properly, a full stop is given in the proper place or not. Okay, if you have written a good text with proper syntax, but that is not the good answer for that particular question, then that is a problem also. Okay, so that is another error. So first check whether there is a syntax error or not. If there is a syntax error, give list of syntax error, and then again write the or modify the code, and then compile the program again. When the program is syntax error free, then execute the program with the data needs to run this program, whatever you have written here, and the program will give you the output. As I said, for planning the program, you need to write something, and that's called documenting the problem. So you need to understand the problem, and then after understanding, you need to write the problem, and that problem understanding writing is called documenting the problem. And after documenting the problem, you need to convert this into programming languages, and then programming languages is translate into machine level languages, okay, which machine will understand. So first you understand, then give instruction to the computer as per your understanding, and then machine will convert it for its own understanding, and then will work on your instruction. Okay, so the source program which is written by you, an object program which is given to the machine for performing the job. Okay, so source program is not directly going to machine to perform your job. So two methods for this conversion from source to object program. One is compilation, another one is interpretation. What is compilation? Compilation is a process in which source program instructions are translated into a form that is suitable for execution by the computer. The compiler does the translation after examining each instruction for its correctness. So what it does, it checks one by one all lines. You have, say for example, in your program you have 10 lines. It checks line number 1, line number 2, line number 3. Okay, it checks all the lines and then gives you the error, or if it is not giving error, then as a whole, and then it will go for conversion into that source object code. So the translation results in the creation of object code. If necessary, linking is also done. So that means in that case, say for example, you are writing an HTML or a web page where you have if you click, it goes to another web page. So in case of programming, if something happen, like you need to help or you need to write some other code, some other file, you need to combine them together, you need to run them, and then all those things have been done in the compilation process, that linking of different files, translating the codes into object code, all these things into at once, like translation after examining each instruction for its correctness, then convert it. Okay, that's called compilation. So linking is the process of putting together all the program files, functions that are required by the program. After compilation, program can be executed. So after giving the object code, program can be executed. During the execution object is loaded into the computer memory and the program instructions are executed. Okay, now the interpretation. So that in case of compiler, what will happen? One by one, all lines checked gives you the error as a whole. But in case of interpretation, compiler normally translate the whole source of program into object program as a whole. As a whole means at the same time, all complete file will be converted. Okay, but in case of interpretation, some computer languages uses an interpreter to translate the source program into object program. Interpretation refers to the process of translating each line, not the whole program. Remember the difference. In case of compiler, compiler translates the whole program after checking all the lines. Say for example, you have 10 lines in your program. It checks all 10 lines one by one, and if it is correct, then convert the whole program into object program. Okay, source program into object program. But in case of interpretation, one line checked, converted into object program. Second line checked, converted into object program. Third line checked, converted into object program. Line like this way. So it is an interpretation refers to the process of translating each line of the source program into corresponding line of object program and executing the line. So you have given one line, converting the line into object program, and then executing the line of that object program. Then the next line comes, then converting the next line, and then executing the next line. Like this way, line by line, it will execute. Okay, but the process of converting the source program into object program, whether it is as a whole or it's line by line, it follow the same process, and the same process means the process of this.